So then you need to ask me questions about the highlights.
Sure.
Like, I'm not just going to say, okay, I was born.
Right.
I have two real sisters. And my mom got married really young. Right around the age of 3, my father took off. He had a family here, and he was with somebody out here in Richmond, Virginia. Me and my sister, Robin, both had learning disabilities of some type. I was learning disabled. Robin was dyslexic, and they had the schools and classes here at that time. And basically, the social services were always coming to our house and everything. She couldn't take care of us, so she sent us here. My room was beside my parents' room, but there was a bathroom in between. I guess at that time, maybe my sister was sleeping in there too or something. But I remember waking up in the shadows because the bathroom light was on in the room. It shone just on my sister. And my father was doing motion like this with her and stuff. And then my mom come running through with her hands up like this, and there was a big fight, and then my dad was gone. Before I even was sent back to California, I had probably been molested by at least 4 different guys. I think the age that I first was around 6. My stepbrother, they made us sleep in the same bed first. There was like 6 of us in there, okay? And an aunt and an uncle and grandma.
Wow.
We're the friggin' Waltons.
Right, yeah.
So that led to my older stepbrother, who's about a little over 3 years older than me. He started messing around with me at a very young age. And it continued forcefully until I was like 13. And my father caught once, and instead of like making him stop, they were like best friends the next day. From that point on, I felt betrayed, and there was no closeness between us ever again after that. I think it has everything to do with me growing up gay. I think also, just like him, not having a true male role model or anything created the need to bond and relate with. And the abuse that I was aware that my sisters experienced is one of the reasons why I felt unable to feel towards women in a sexual manner, you know. We moved to Covina. That's when I was a lonely boy, you know. I would hang out at the park and just watch everybody and stuff, and then I accidentally stumbled onto gay cruising and sex that happens there when I went to use the bathroom one day. And when I finally walked into the local gay bar, I blew the hinges off I think I opened the door and it just went, you know, and I just kind of opened the door. Nah, just kidding. That's a joke. I was a hit. Everybody loved me. And I formed a support group of other guys. Then old men started asking me to introduce them to people. But then they started giving me money to make the introductions. I got set up in an apartment, furniture, artwork, everything paid for. That became my life in West Hollywood. Then eventually started working for a sex club, filtered at the door, and I became an expert at that by asking just this simple question: how's it going? And based on how they answered that question, determined whether or not they got to come into the club. You know, my father was ill, he was dying, and I went back, sold everything I owned, and found a home for my dog and cat, and came back here. Then I got in trouble, and I don't want to go over that. The club life, the nightclub life, the party life, all that is a lie. You're not free. You don't have, there's no glory. It takes from you far more than it gives back, and it's not worth it. It's better not to do it than to do it. And of course, you don't know that until you've done it. And the only thing I could say is that you overcome. You know, you overcome. That's what happens. You know, no matter what happens to you, you don't have an excuse to give up or hurt others or this or that or anything. You just keep going forward, and eventually you overcome.